Hi, I'm Dave. Today we're practicing IELTS speaking on the topic of entertainment. For each question, I'll give a short Band 9 style answer, explain the key vocabulary, show how to adapt it to your own life, and give quick tips to boost your score. Ready? Let's go. What do you usually do for entertainment in your free time? A sample answer. In my spare time, I usually gravitate towards fairly relaxing activities. For instance, I enjoy watching thought-provoking documentaries, listening to podcasts, or reading novels, especially when I want to unwind after a long day. These are both entertaining and intellectually stimulating, so they help me recharge. When giving tips for the spoken IELTS exam, speak naturally and personally like you're talking to the examiner, not reading a list. For instance, put the keywords near the verb I gravitate towards indie music, or I watch true crime shows when I want to unwind after a long day. That sounds more natural than indie music is something I gravitate towards. Use linking phrases to connect ideas. For instance, I gravitate towards documentaries, especially when I'm looking for something thought-provoking, which helps me unwind after a long day. Judas and boo, no, Jude. Freeside and boo, dude. Short, linked phrases show fluency. For example, especially when, which helps personalize your answers. Don't say documentaries/podcasts/novels. Say what you actually enjoy. I read crime novels, I listen to lo-fi playlists, or I watch sci-fi films. Personal details make responses more engaging and believable. Avoid overloading with fancy words. Use vocabulary you're comfortable with and place gravitate towards naturally to mean tend to choose. Don't force complex words without context. Clarity beats vocabulary for its own sake. Pronunciation tip. Stress the content words in thought-provoking to sound fluent. Also, keep answers coherent but concise. 2-3 sentences is fine for many Part 1 questions. Use simple linking language to extend answers in Parts 2 and 3. Practice aloud with your personalized sample sentences so they flow naturally. Sample spoken lines you can practice. I gravitate towards indie music, especially when I'm studying, because it's thought-provoking and helps me unwind after a long day. I listen to true crime podcasts for interest and background noise. For instance, last week I finished a series about a historical case. Do you prefer watching movies at home or at the cinema? A sample answer. It depends on the film. If it's a blockbuster with impressive visuals and sound effects, I prefer the cinema because it's far more immersive. But for casual viewing, I'd rather watch at home. It's comfortable and I can watch at my own pace. When you're answering in the IELTS speaking test, try to sound conversational. For example, you might say, if it's a blockbuster with impressive visuals and sound effects, I'll go to the cinema. But if I want something more thoughtful, I prefer art films I can watch at my own pace. That conditional plus but structure shows balance and coherence. Personalize your reply instead of saying one word. Say, I usually choose romantic comedies when I want to relax, or I watch documentaries when I want something more immersive. Use linking phrases like, it depends on, however, and but, to connect ideas naturally. It depends on my mood. However, documentaries feel more immersive and less distracting than big-budget blockbusters. To demonstrate grammatical range, use comparatives. I find indie films more immersive but less distracting than mainstream blockbusters, and avoid one-word answers. Expand with a short reason. Cinema alone isn't enough. Say why you choose it. Practice these personalized lines aloud so they flow naturally. Is it important for people to have entertainment in their lives? A sample answer, absolutely. Entertainment plays a crucial role in maintaining a healthy work-life balance. In today's fast-paced world, people face a great deal of pressure, so having entertainment helps them unwind and clear their minds. Without it, life would be quite monotonous and mentally exhausting. When you're speaking in the IELTS exam, try to sound natural and personal. For instance, you could say, in today's fast-paced world, entertainment plays a crucial role in keeping me balanced. Without it, I'd feel a great deal of pressure and find life more monotonous and mentally exhausting. Follow with a brief personal example. For me, a 30-minute walk clears my head and helps my work-life balance. Use consequences to show higher-level thinking. Without that break, I'd get burnt out, so I make time for it. Rephrase the question rather than repeating it to show vocabulary flexibility. Has the way people entertain themselves changed in recent years? A sample answer, yes, quite dramatically. In the past, people relied more on television or outdoor activities. Nowadays, with the rise of streaming platforms and social media, entertainment is far more digital and personalized. People can access almost unlimited content at their fingertips, which has changed how we consume media. Yes, start your answer that way and then explain the change clearly. As a teacher, I'd model it like this. Yes, the situation has changed quite dramatically with the rise of streaming platforms. In the past, I watched scheduled TV, but nowadays I have almost unlimited content at my fingertips, making it much easier to access shows. For example, I now binge entire seasons on Netflix, and that habit shows how technology reshaped my viewing patterns. When you practice, focus on the past versus now, contrast to show tense control, give a brief reason, technology, and one concrete example so your claim isn't vague. Do you think people today spend too much time on entertainment? A sample answer. In some cases, yes. With smartphones and endless online content, it's easy to lose track of time while scrolling. Entertainment is useful for relaxation, but excessive consumption can be counterproductive, especially if it interferes with work, study, or real-life interactions. Start with a balanced reply to show nuance. In some cases, yes, I can lose track of time when I'm watching shows, especially if they're really engaging. But excessive consumption soon becomes counterproductive to my routine. Then add a brief personal strategy and reason. So I switch off notifications after 10 p.m., which helps me keep a healthier balance and preserves real-life interactions. Use linking words naturally, while and but, to connect ideas, and offer a short recommendation to extend your answer. While it's fine to relax with TV, I'd suggest setting limits so it doesn't get in the way of work or social life. I hope you have enjoyed this lesson and found the points useful. If you have, click like and subscribe for more IELTS tips and hints to help you score high.